So now that all of our pieces are here, we've got our pilot holes drilled, we got everything we need to do. Now we gotta stain this stuff so we can actually start putting it together. As previously mentioned, we are using an ebony stain on the base plate and the top plate. So we're gonna do that first. Always wear a rubber. Alright, so while the ebony is drying over there, we're moving on to the tower, so to speak. Now originally I had said in the opening that I was going to use this black cherry stain that I found at the hardware store. Did a test run. I know I'm colorblind, but like that is not what I was expecting looking at the lake. So I went back with Mom, and we are now going to be using Cabernet, which, yeah, I'm a bartender. The irony is not lost on me that I'm using Cabernet. So, guess it's kind of fitting. So now we're going to stain this sucker Cabernet because I'm a bartender and I wanted red. So, yeah, colorblind, wanted red. Yeah, make fun of me in the comment sections. I don't know. I understand color. I may not see it very well, but I understand theories. So, let's stain this sucker up. So in the process of making this thing, my neighbor Vincent, he's my new neighbor, like the guy, he and I were just BSing. He was working in his garage, I was working in mine, right? And I showed him what I was doing. The guy gets me, because he understood that, let's be honest, part of the reason I picked red, blood, skulls, blood red, you know, me, whatever, Captain Creepy. But I was asking him his thought process, and he came up with a brilliant idea that instead of like blood dripping, to have the ebony bleeding down, so like a reverse, and that's freaking brilliant. So a little trick from the world of bartending. As a bartender, if you ever want to taste something, you cap a straw, put it in, cap a straw. That's how you do it, right? So that's how we are going to drip our black to run down as the reverse. And, well, you can kind of see it, we'll look at it better when it's officially dry, but God bless you, Vincent. Freaking brilliant, man. Well, this looks familiar. Oh yeah, it's because this is basically what we did at the Ouija board coffee table. If you watch that one, hey look, primered skull, just like the last time. Hey look, antique white, which we now know is bone white because Ma told me last time. You know, the idea with this thing is we're just going to go straight up skull. I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm picturing kind of like the Edgar Allan Poe skull, or like, you know, Alas Poor Yorick, I knew thee well. Skull. So we're going to paint it bone white, hit it with some black and white highlights, and call it good. Yeah, let's time lapse this sucker. everything like that over the last evening, we got our pieces. So first thing I'm going to do is I got our base plate here and the cord that will be our eventual plug-in. So we're just going to feed it in and then it comes out in here. Not sure how well that's showing up. Grab a pair of needle nose, reach down in where we cut it out. There we go. Because we're going to need this to then be able to wire up our lamp. I'm going to feed it through here. Oop. And all we're going to do is some wood glue. Slap her down. Now, I have covered up my guidelines, but this thing right here is set so I know where the lines would have been. I'm going to let that dry for about 30 minutes. Pop some rivets in the bottom with our nail gun. We'll move on from there. So now the tower's on the base, we're going to do the same thing with the top. I have designed this because I want the skull to sit at an angle. So I have decided that this angle is going to be the front up here, which is why we're going to put the wire in the back. So same thing, feed the wire through the top. I'm gonna put some more wood glue down if I can get it out. Looks like someone needs to buy some wood glue here soon. Oh, looks like I'm gonna have just enough to finish my project. Perfect. Rotate this sucker around so it's in about the right place. Square so that we can shift it to the right spots. Thankfully that glue that's going to be smearing a little bit underneath there, it's on the bottom side. Ain't nobody got to see that. And just as before, use my little guide here. We know roughly where things are. So we're just gonna tack it down inside. Perfect. So now that this is all in place, we're going to have to start work on the inner workings, so to speak. So here's my little Z-bar, so to speak, and I'm going to put it right here where I drilled the pilot hole, and that's going to give our actual light bulb fixture a little bit of added height so we can get it in. I'm kind of doing this without measuring anything, and I'm eyeballing it. So I'm really hoping that I've picked everything to be the right spots. I'd really hate for this not to be the way it works, but anyway, that's going to go there. And then, now comes the fun part. The colorblind boy gets to wire up a light socket. So, according to the internet, this should be easy, but I'm going to pause real quick because I'm now second guessing myself, and I'm going to go do some quick research. Because the last thing I want to do is like blow every circuit in this house, which I've been hit off of a dryer before because I thought I did it right. Yeah. We'll go do some research. Alright, so according to the powers that be on the internet, I have one ribbed wire and one smooth wire. The ribbed wire apparently goes to my silver plate on this thing, and the smooth wire goes to the gold. I'm just hoping that's right. Back to colorblind, back to I don't do wiring. This could be fun. So this is pretty epic, but there is a slight design flaw in what I've built. I've been working with my little skull here, my friend with the hole in its head. I've just spent the last, I don't know, half hour reconfiguring this thing. And here's the design flaw. There's gonna be something epic coming in a second, but when I slap this sucker on there, the last edition unfortunately means I can't take it back off. So I have now officially decided that what we're gonna do is I got some E6000 here, and we are going to officially glue the, dang, that's on there tight, glue the skull down and in place, never to come back up again, which means any point in the future, if that little light bulb plug switch, whatever you want to call it, fails, then I'm out of a lamp that honestly I really like. Y'all have to see inside my house, but there are skulls freaking everywhere. So here we go. We got our skull lubed up. Let's get this thing lined up. And it's in place. Never to move again. Here's hoping we do it right. Now we got the last piece. So I said at the beginning, this is a leftover skull from my Ouija board coffee table, which was a wedding gift for my friends Kate and Opal. At the wedding, they had these really cool skeleton keys that were actually bottle openers. They gave away to the wedding guests. Somehow we ended up with two. I was a little bit frazzled that day. I was a minister, probably pocketed two on accident. So I took one of the skeleton keys and we cut it down, right? Drilled a little hole. So instead of having some bullshit little plastic knobby thing, you got a skeleton. Might as well have a skeleton key for the actual turnkey. So just shove some super glue down in it. We are going to shove that on. Make sure everything's lined up. And I'm going to give it a solid 30 minutes and come back and hope to God that thing's set up right and we got a functional lamp. So my grandfather Dean, the namesake for this channel and whose machines I use out here in the dustbin, when he was 18 and in high school, he made that lamp. Now, roughly 80 years later, his grandson made this. Yeah, a wee bit different in stylings between me and the old man. But I said at the beginning of the intro to the first video, I had an idea. I think we did pretty good. So if you like what you're seeing, please like, share, subscribe, and if you're feeling frisky, hit the bell notification. If you want to see me every week, you can check me out over on my other channels called Redneck Cooking with Billy Ray, and we will see you on the next build. Later. Yeah, I got an idea too. Good idea.